Look up from your telescope, take me on this journey home. I don't wanna wait no more.
All right, y'all. I did this for Spencer and Olivia. Well, I talked about if they could last. But in there also I talked about them getting back to a place with the friendship. And I figured I might as well go ahead and talk about Spencer and Layla as well because their story is not over, even though Spela has come to an end. Can Spencer and Layla be friends again? Okay, so I literally went back in my channel and I was like, Erica, make sure that you have not talked about this already because y'all, I have made over 90 all American videos. I don't even know where the time has gone. I don't know where the weeks have went. I don't know about y'all, but the hiatus now has feel like it's just flown by. And your girl was pumping out videos every day, almost twice a day for some days. And there's a lot of content. So if you've missed out on anything, make sure that you check out my All American playlist and catch up on anything that you might have missed. But in particular for this video, I wanted to make sure I didn't talk about this specifically. And I have yet to talk about Layla and Spencer. I did talk about if Layla could forgive Spencer, which was about 2 to 3 weeks ago. And I talked about Layla's Savage season and what I feel like it's going to look like for her in the next few episodes or even throughout the rest of season 3. But I have yet to talk specifically about if Spencer and Layla can be friends again. And now that we have seen the Feel the Pain trailer, I do have a different idea or a little bit different of a perspective on if they will be friends again and when they will be friends again. So let's dive into this. All right, let's pick back up with the Feel the Pain trailer and specifically Layla when she discovers that Olivia is missing and that Olivia has fallen off the wagon and has been drinking all summer. She is deeply concerned. And we see in the trailer that she's talking to Coop and she says Olivia was in trouble and I didn't see it. So you really get to see a lot of reflection, and I want to go as far as to say regret on Layla's face. I think that in this moment she starts to think back over the last few months. She starts to think back over even the last interaction that she had with Olivia and what she could actually take away from that, what she could have learned from that, and how she could have been a better person. And I mentioned this in my Feel the Pain trailer breakdown video, so if you've missed it, I will link it in the cards above and the description box down below so that you can check it out. But I think for the first time, we see Layla actually start to take ownership for some of her crappy behavior, for some of her little petty ways, for how she might have fallen short as a friend. And I think that this is going to open her up to see other relationships in a different light as well, and maybe not so one sided. Now, don't get me wrong, y'all. Spencer was 100% wrong for getting back in a relationship with her, for sleeping with her after he knew that he was in love with Olivia. Um, but part of it, and no, sorry, I don't want to say but because but invalidates anything that comes before it. I do want to say and Layla does have to be accountable for her part in it because she definitely presented things like that's what she really wanted, and almost to the point of she kind of diluted herself to what she knew was happening in the background. So we saw at the cabin, right? Her and Asher have a moment where they're looking at Spencer and Olivia just sitting there talking to one another, and they are so threatened and they are so, insecure and feel so bad about this moment that they're sharing, and they're literally just having a conversation. So to me, if you knew or something was telling you deep down that he has this connection with this girl, she even brings it up after they went on that quadruple date from hell, and they go back to his house, and she's like, Spencer, I know that you have a strong relationship with Olivia, but you need to count on me too. You need to confide in me too. And then that's when he tells her about his arm going numb. It's like she's had all of these signs all along, and she's been feeling this all along that something wasn't quite right, and that he has been gravitating towards Liv or developing even stronger feelings for Liv, and she just didn't listen to herself. Like, she didn't listen to her intuition. And I think that Olivia falling off the wagon, or them finding out that she has fallen off the wagon, creates a space for her to start to reconsider everything. And that includes her relationship with Spencer. I think it's going to be a lot easier for her to forgive Spencer now that she's also in the process of forgiving Olivia and just trying to put Olivia first. Now, I don't think that it's going to go to the top of her list, but I do think that she's going to come from a more empathetic place. And I think that I also believe this because in the scene that we see in the trailer, she's actually talking to Coop about how her best friend was in need of help and she didn't see it, which is almost like a mirror for what Coop got going on. Like Spencer was in trouble and not necessarily like immortal danger, right? But he was struggling mentally, and that struggle was manifesting physically, and Coop did not see it. She didn't see all of the things that she was doing to aid in her best friend being put into this position where his health is compromised, his career is compromised, and ultimately he gets hurt. So I think that, well, hopefully this can spark a little thought process for Coop as well. But I see a seed planted for this evolution of Layla's like forgiveness journey and mending these friendships. And now I kind of feel like there is more room to stand on in reference to them actually building back up this friend circle, because I ain't even gonna hold you, y'all. I was very nervous for like how they're going to continue and how is it not going to be awkward now that Olivia and Spencer are getting together and Layla just got to deal with it. And like Asher's gonna see it, but who cares about Asher? But I was really, really worried more so about Layla. Like, how does she navigate? These are the only friends that she really has, if we're gonna be honest. And now I'm like, okay, so now sis is gonna be a little bit more forgiving. I think Layla may actually check into therapy as well, which could also help her along into this healing and forgiveness journey. And to answer my question for the video, I do think that Spencer and Layla can be friends again. But now it's your turn. I want you to tell me if you think Spencer and Layla can be friends again. Will they be friends again? Should they be friends again? Tell me all your thoughts, theories, and comments in the comment section down below. And if you made it to the end of the video, you are a real one, and I need you to put 4 okay hands in your comments so that I know that you are a real one, and I got to show you some extra special real love. If you're new here, I'm Erica Vane, and I post new All American videos every day, sometimes twice a day, and I have the littest, best, most conversational, sometimes controversial, amazing All American community on the internet. I said what I said, and you should join the tribe by hitting subscribe. I know you're gonna love it here. I have my All American playlist linked right here, as well as 2 new series suggestions. If you're not watching them, you should be watching them, so go ahead and get into them by checking out my videos, and I'll see you tomorrow in the next amazing All American video. Bye.